Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me? Great, thanks. Well, I just want to welcome you to another of our meetings on Let's Talk NMB. A lot is happening in our city today. It's a warm, beautiful day, and we're thankful for that. We have a lot to discuss today, and well, just overall a lot that's happening in this environment. We've got Parks New Normal Initiative that's going to come into effect tomorrow, and I'm meeting with the team. We're discussing what it is that we're going to do in this time period, and anything we'll do will have to be just responsible, safe operations that we're able to some large degree be able to supervise and to be able to enforce. So that's what's happening here. In addition to that, I know that the public affairs team is out at Jackson with Morton's. Morton's has teamed up with, we had a conversation with the Chamber of Commerce some weeks ago, and we're saying, hey, how can you just get your members to be involved in this process? And so they've reached out to different folks within their membership, and they were able to get Morton's Steakhouse, who will be donating on 2 successive days to feed some of the first responders at Jackson North Hospital. So we're happy that Norton is doing that. We're also happy that we have some other things in the pipeline that's going as far as feeding or distributing food to our community in various manner, because the need is great. The need is great, and we hear that. Our hotline has changed from one that answers, is there curfew on? What time is the curfew? What time is City Hall open to? Where can I find food? And so the city's response to that has been great. We're doing that in all different formats, and we want to thank all of those businesses that have partnered with us to help in that effort at this time. That we're very thankful for, and that the city is opening its doors to get all of these things done. Of course, you'll hear more on this new normal initiative for parks tomorrow. But I also want to let you know that tomorrow is going to be a rather exciting time, because we have the chairman of Jackson North, who is going to be on Let's Talk NMB with us, and Mr. Tony Gomez. In fact, I know that he may be at that food drive that we're doing at Jackson North now. At this point in time, before I move on to our presentation for the day, or feature for the day, I really want to recognize Vice Mayor Mackenzie Florimond. Hello, Vice Mayor. You're looking pretty in pink.
Good afternoon, everybody.
And also want to recognize Commissioner Fortuna Smuckler and Commissioner Phyllis Smith. I saw the grandchildren earlier. They're not on right now. Anyway, want to turn this over to Andy Plotkin, who is our Director of Parks and Recreation. He's going to be speaking to you about water safety, pool safety, what happens now. I know I spent this weekend with my grandchild, and listen, it's tiring, but you know, it's deja vu, because I see her getting up in the morning, having breakfast in her swimsuit, swimming all day, doing new and innovative things, and I'm reminded of their parents who are getting older, not me. I'm not getting older, but the safety of these children is very important. And let me tell you something. Our pool, the pool staff has done a phenomenal job. As I look here, I know I see Kevin, and I think I see Kelly. I don't want to hog the time, but I really want every opportunity that I have to say thanks to Kelly. I will, because some years ago, I had to rush my granddaughter to Baptist by ambulance, because she had stopped breathing, and I panicked. But through Kelly's help and through doing a first aid course, and this is all that's done there at the pool, my friends, I was able to sharpen my skills and to be better prepared in the event that this happens again. And you know something? Those mistakes are like this. It happens like this. And I know probably they won't be touching on first aid today, but I'm just talking about the resource that you have here. Andy's going to introduce you to a gentleman who has been with the city for almost 15 years, Kevin Sims. I know he got a great national award back in 2018, and I think it's called the Diversity in Pool National Award that Kevin got, and we thank him for that. But let me turn this thing over at the time. I see that there's a lot of activity at the see Asia on the line. There's a lot of activity happening over there, Jackson North, and maybe she'll be calling in at any time just to say hello. But I want to turn it over to Andy.
Good morning, Mr. Manager. We're live here at Victory Aquatic Center, and we're happy to be able to bring you some pool safety. And so without further ado, I'd love to introduce our great pool manager, Mr. Kevin Sims, who's going to guide us through what you need to know and some simple tips on pool safety. Safety is very important. Obviously, we live in in islands of water. There's water everywhere in South Florida, and definitely in South Florida, in the state of Florida, drownings for ages 3 and under, we're at the very top of that, and we're not very happy about that, and we'd love to see some changes. So having said that, without further ado, I turn it over to our pool manager, Mr. Kevin Sims.
Hello, City Manager. Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well and staying safe.
Hey, Kevin.
Thanks for joining us today. Welcome to the City of North Miami Beach, Victory Pool, Parks and Recreation, the number one facility in South Florida, and the number one staff in training, and also in the safety of kids and adults. We pride ourselves as our number one priority, and our number one goal is safety for kids, safety for adults, education, and fun. And that is what our motto is, because we are here. We have one vision, one mission, because we are one city. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to educate you in some water education, along with a little bit of CPR knowledge that might help you down the road. We hope that this little bit of knowledge might help you, and if you wish to obtain additional information, feel free to call me at the pool and we will make it happen, because saving lives and educating you is our number one priority. Today I have the number one staff here in South Florida, lifeguards, American Red Cross, that have been training for years. They are the best of the best lifeguards, and none can compare them to any. What we're going to do is we're going to go over safety training, and we're going to start off with Kelly Hodge, who's going to initiate what we're going to do.
Hi everyone, I'm Kelly over here at Victory Pool, and I'm going to inform you guys about some must-have and safety tips that you'll need when you're outside by the pool or in the pool. First, we're going to start off with sunscreen. It is important to always wear sunscreen to protect your skin from UV rays. When applying sunscreen, you should apply the sunscreen 15 minutes before you are exposed to the sun. And when it's time to reapply, which you should always reapply your sunscreen, make sure it's about 2 hours. About every 2 hours that you reapply your sunscreen, or follow the directions for the reapply on the back of your sunscreen bottle. Water, all right? Always have a bottle of water with you. Staying hydrated is crucial when you are outside in the sun. All right, make sure you have on a hat, okay, to protect your face. As you can see, my cute City of North Miami Beach hat that I wear often. And make sure that you have to protect your eyes also from the City of North Miami Beach, okay? Next, we will get into also wearing protective shirts like rash guards. Also having long sleeves, make sure that it's light and nice. That's why you would want to wear a rash guard. And also, I want to talk about the proper swimwear that you're supposed to wear when you're outside at the pool. All right, this is the standard outfit for a female to wear in the pool. It's a one-piece swimsuit, all right? And the next thing is a male standard swimsuit. The thing about male swimsuits, no basketball shorts. People usually get them confused, but when you have swim trunks, it usually comes with a netting inside, all right? It's important to wear proper swimwear, okay? No basketball shorts, no t-shirts, okay? Basketball shorts weigh you down in the water. T-shirts will bleed inside of the pool, and it's not good for your pool filters, okay? When you're wearing improper swimwear. You know, we live in South Florida, right? So we have beaches, we have lakes, we have public pools. You even have your own backyard pools, and we have creeks, just like our Snake Creek here in North Miami Beach. But it's important to never swim unsupervised. You never know what can happen, okay? When you're swimming unsupervised. So we tell you never to swim unsupervised. Also, never get into a body of water that you can't see the bottom of. You always want to get into a clear body of water or a clear pool. If your pool is not clear, that means something is not right, okay? That means that the pool is unbalanced, and that means that it is unsafe, all right? So make sure when you guys are getting into the pool or when you're going to the pool, make sure you have something that protects your skin, make sure you have on the proper swimwear, and make sure you are looking before you leap into the pool. And remember, never swim unsupervised. We're gonna turn it over to Jameer now. Thank you.
Hey guys, I'm Jameer here at Victory Pool. I'm just going to give you guys some tips and tricks on how to do a non-swimming rescue, okay? Just in case you have somebody in the water. Right here, I have a ring buoy. A lot of people have them as decoration, but they actually can be used for some good use. So first things first, make sure you're stepping on the end of the string, all right? You want to have a nice base. You want to take the rest of the rope and place it in your hand, and then you want to get a firm grip on the actual ring buoy. You don't want to hold on to any extra string hanging on. When you throw it out there, you want to throw it past your victim. You always want to throw it past your victim. Never in front, and you never want to hit them, all right? Once you throw it out, you're going to release the extra string at the same time, like so. Once it's out there, you're going to pick up the string, and you're going to use the hand-over-hand technique, pulling it in towards your victim. While you're pulling it in towards your victim, you're talking to your victim, hey, grab onto the ring buoy with two hands, and you're pulling them in, staying nice and low base and leaning backwards. And you want to pull them all the way to safety. All right, moving right along. This here is called the shepherd's crook. This is a nice long pole. It's called the shepherd's crook. When using this, it's very simple, but I'll show you guys really quick. First and foremost, when you're using the shepherd's crook, you want to make sure that the hook itself is pointed outward away from your victim. All right? Once you place it into the water, you want to pass your victim with the shepherd's crook, then turn the hook around. You're going to give your victim instructions. Grab onto the pole with two hands, and you're going to pull them into the wall. And lastly, we're going to use these tools right here. So I'm pretty sure everybody has a mop at home or a broom, something like that. This can be used at any time if you're inside of a pool. And I'm going to show you how. So when you're using the mop, you want to make sure you're grabbing on the pole of the mop. Ensure you're grabbing on the pole. You never want to grab on this part. You want to grab onto the pole. You're going to extend it out to your victim. Tell them to grab it on with both hands and pull them into the wall. All right, now I'm going to pass it over to my fellow coworker, Jalen, who's also going to give you some more tips.
How's everyone doing today? My name is Jalen. I'm a lifeguard here at City North Miami Beach Victory Pool. Just here to show you some non-swimming water rescue tips. For one of the items you can use would be a shirt or a towel. For this instance, I'll be using the City of North Miami Beach Parks and Rec NMB Barracudas towel. Go Barracudas! When you come across your drowning victim, what you want to do, if you have your towel in hand, wet the towel really quickly, hold on to one side, extend the other side to the victim. Hold it firmly with both hands, hand over hand technique, and pull them into the wall. Another item you can use that's found at most of your aquatic facilities, some of you guys may even have it in your homes, is a long pole, which could be used to, brush the bottom of the pool and whatnot. It's important that when you're rescuing someone with a long pole like this, you do not insert it into the water and point it directly at your victim, as you can hurt them and do more harm than good. You want to pass it to the victim's side, instruct them to grab on with both hands, and use a hand over hand technique, and while leaning back, pull them into the wall, into safety. As we know, we live in Florida, so it's very hot and we want to cool off. So we'll always have, our coolers filled with drinks and ice to cool off in the summer. By your bodies of water, your beaches, your pools, your lakes, your rivers, your creeks. And this is also an item you can use to rescue somebody drowning. When you come across a drowning victim, you open the cooler really quickly, empty the contents, and put the lid back on so the cooler floats. You then hold it, extend it to the victim, have them grab on, get nice and low, and pull them into safety. Thank you guys for listening to these tips. I'm gonna pass it on to Kelly. Oh, also what you can do is you can throw it out to the victim. You can throw it out to the victim. And then you can get in the water and swim to them. Thank you guys for listening to these tips. I'm gonna pass it on to Kelly to get you some CPR.
All right, guys, I'm back, and now I'm gonna go over compression only CPR. Compression is when we push down on the chest only, okay? So I'm gonna give you guys a scenario. Let's say you guys are sitting down in your office and you see a coworker there and you believe that they're unconscious because they're on the floor. So that's the scene I'm gonna create. You're in your office and you see a coworker that looks like they need help. All right, the first thing you're gonna do, you are gonna check the scene, okay? You wanna make sure the scene is safe for you to help your coworker. You don't want the scene to be even more unsafe for the both of you, okay? So the scene is safe. You see your coworker, you will be screaming and shouting, coworker, coworker, are you okay? As you're screaming and shouting and you are approaching your coworker, you are gonna tap them. Coworker, coworker, are you okay? And you have got no response, okay? If you have gloves nearby, we always carry gloves in our fanny packs, but if you have gloves nearby, then you guys can use gloves, but I'm gonna do it without. All right, so now that you've tapped coworker, they're not okay, you're not getting any response at all. So you're gonna pull out your phone and you're gonna dial 911. You wanna do this as quickly as possible. So as you're dialing now 911, you put it on speakerphone, you're waiting for someone to answer the phone, and you're putting your hand over hand in the middle of the chest between the nipple line, okay? So your first responder has answered the phone, the dispatcher has answered, and they're saying, okay, you're letting them know that you have an unconscious coworker here in your office and you're giving them compression. All right, you will push down on the chest. Push down on the chest, push down on the chest. Make sure your elbows are locked and no bent elbows. You want to keep your eyes on your coworkers just to make sure that to see if their status has changed, meaning to see if they're if you see signs of life, that means maybe they've opened their eyes, you're seeing them breathing now. You just want to make sure to see so you're not compressing their chest, okay? So you are doing this until the paramedics come, okay, and relieve you of your duties, okay? And if you do see signs of life, you would stop the compressions and roll your coworker towards you until the paramedics get here. Thank you, and I'm gonna turn it over to Jameer now for more CPR.
Hey guys, I'm back. We're gonna do infant CPR. We're gonna change the scenario a little bit. Imagine you're at home and you're checking on your child inside the crib, and you notice that something's off. So you're gonna say, hey baby, are you okay? As you approach the victim, you're gonna tap the bottom of the foot. Hey baby, are you okay? You want to ensure you're tapping on the bottom of the foot because this is the most sensitive part on the infant child. Okay, so you still get no response. You're gonna call out for help. Hey, Kelly, call 911. We have an unconscious baby. We're providing compression-only CPR with your hand closest to the baby's head. You're gonna support the head of the baby, and then you're gonna take two fingers in the middle of the baby's chest, right in between the nipple line, and you're gonna provide compressions only. All right? This is all happening while paramedics have been called. If this is your child or somebody that you're comfortable with, and you have permission to do so, and you are to provide ventilations, you're gonna put your mouth over the nose and mouth of the child. Again, you're gonna put your mouth over the nose and mouth of the child to provide ventilation. For this cycle, if you wanna do it every 30 compressions, you're giving 2 ventilation breaths, okay? And with that, I'm gonna pass it over to Mr. Sims for our nice wrap up.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I hope you learned a little something. Just to add what my staff did and talked about, I want to talk about home pool safety a little more. When you do your home, if you have a home pool or maybe you are at a community pool, a couple of things you need to be aware of. Be aware that, number one, as Kelly said earlier, that the pool is safe. It's chemically safe, it looks fine, it's clean and not dirty. Number two, make sure if you have a home pool that you have a surrounding fence that locks and latches around your pool for the sake of your small kids. Even at a community pool, they should have a latch on the gate so that a child does not accidentally get into the pool and there's a drowning. We want to prevent drownings as best as we possibly can. Please, take up a CPR class. Take up a full comprehensive CPR class that will help you out at your job site, that'll help you out in your personal life, but please take it up. It'll come handy. Whether or not you may use it, you may never use it, but it's best to be safe than sorry. If you have a home pool, please make sure you have some sort of alarm set in your pool. There are different types of alarms you can purchase. You can put into your pool, and if someone gets into your pool, what'll happen is that the waves will alert the alarm, and it'll set it off. Make sure your doors are closed that's leading to your pool. Make sure you have an alarm attached to your door so that if the door does open, you are alerted that the door has opened. You never know with kids these days, they can get into anything. And best of all, the most important factor of pool safety is keep watch of your kids. That's the most important thing. Do not think that someone else is watching your child. After all, you're responsible for bringing that child into this world, and you should be responsible for maintaining that. So once again, even if your child is going to another pool, maybe a pool party or something, make sure it's safe, make sure it's supervised if you're not there, or make sure you're sending them there with a responsible individual. With that being said, I'm going to send you back over to the pool staff. I want to thank my pool staff over here. They did a great job. I'm so proud of them. They go through a lot of training, hours and hours of training to keep their skills up, and they are the #1 in South Florida. And I want to trying to get through. And I want to thank the city manager for having us on. Thank him for all the support he gives to us. Because without the city manager, without the commissioners, you know, this couldn't happen. But thank you, everyone. And if you have any questions, give me a call.
Thank you. Thank you. Am I unmuted? Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. I think I see a hand up there. Vice Mayor, do you have something to say?
Thank you, Mr. Manager. Just really quick, that was a great explanation of pool safety. And I just wanted to say before I log off here that we need to put this on Channel 77. I've been advocating for a while that Channel 77 is a great resource for our residents to see some things that are new and what we're doing in our city. So this was perfect and to the T as far as explanations on pool safety. So if we can get this example on our Channel 77, that would be awesome.
City Manager, I wanted to say something.
Is this Commissioner Smith? Commissioner Smith,
Yeah.
of course.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to say. So I'm glad it's been said. This needs to run all summer, even all winter on Channel 77. It was beyond excellent. The only thing that I would add from going over to Jackson North when they had that nice event and showed us pool safety is when he said if they're going to another party, they had said at any gathering in a home, make sure there's one designated person that just sits there like a lifeguard and watches in a home. So if we could add that sentence somewhere, that is a perfect demonstration for anybody that could turn it on to see how to take care of their best safety they can. And thank you again for putting this on today. And thank that staff. Amazing job. Amazing job.
Thank you. Kevin, you want to respond to that? Having that dedicated person, a designated person to be at that pool watch.
That is great to have a designated person. You do have certain pool parties that do hire a lifeguard privately when they have a large amount of kids. And that's why I said if you are sending your child with someone, make sure that they know they are responsible if you're not going, that they are there watching your child because you are responsible. Ultimately, you are responsible. Yes, you may go to a private pool party. You may hire a lifeguard there, but ultimately, you are responsible. It's good to it's good to have a lot of eyes there. The more eyes, the better. But once again, ultimately, you are responsible.
Yes, thank you. And Kevin, just so you know, like when I have the party over at my house, I can't hire a lifeguard. So come on. So we have someone who is there to watch, and it's a good point that Commissioner Smith made because I've had that situation in my house before where someone has jumped in the pool, a kid, the mom is having a whole different conversation, and
Exactly.
I remember us asking, "Can she swim?" And she couldn't. So
Well,
someone
they
had
even, City Manager,
Someone watch the pool at
they
all
even
times.
they even designated that they wear the sign that says
Yes.
I'm the designated person. It was a very interesting.
Good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner. Any other questions or comments? I think we're down to 2 minutes, Horace? Yes. No, we have a few more minutes. Anything else you want to add? Can you tell us a little bit about the efforts, Kevin, that we have had with the Red Cross? Because I know some years ago, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, we had a training that was completely paid for by the Red Cross. And I think you were at the helm of that.
Yes, a couple of years ago, we did a partner with the Red Cross in which they paid for us to have a certain amount of kids trained in water safety and swimming lessons. The areas that were identified were Washington Park and Ulita Park. And through the summer, we had kids trained throughout the summer there at those areas during the morning time. I believe there were 60 trained at Ulita and then 60 more trained at Washington Park throughout the summertime for those kids that could not afford swimming lessons or that lived in the area. It was really convenient for them. I was free to them, and the Red Cross reimbursed us for each child.
Right, I remember that quite well.
Actually, Actually, there was a presentation that we did put on a couple of years ago at the end of the summer with the Red Cross. I believe it was presented to the commission. It was a PowerPoint program that we put on.
Thank you. Well, we're looking forward to the ending of COVID-19, that when we can get back to swimming in the pool, because I know right now our pool is going to be going under some construction, and then we will have our pool open. What time are we usually open in the summer? You want to give those times?
Typically during the summertime, we're open to the general public because we have swimming lessons during the times that we're not open. We're open from like 1 to 4:45, and then we have swimming lessons in between, and then we reopen at 7 p.m. for the public.
Great.
Yeah.
Did I just see this? Go ahead, Kevin.
COVID-19 passes quickly, and we are given directions from the CDC because I guess there are a lot of concerns. Because dealing with the pools, you do have the instructors coming in contact, face-to-face contact with the kids spitting on them and everything. So hopefully, this will pass because of the safety concerns.
Okay, great. All right, want to thank you again. An excellent presentation by Parks and Rec. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Kevin, Kelly, and staff from for everything you do and for keeping our city safe. So today's number is 45.4. Can you guess what that is, Kevin? 45.4%.
Oh, great. The census.
Census, correct. 45.4% response.
That is great.
Yes. And so we keep on plugging. So tell all of those who will come by the pool and realize that we're doing something there, ask them, have you filled out your census form? Of course, with your mask on.
We will always wear our mask. We also email the information to our swim team parents and to when we had our programs, like our adult programs coming in, the Extra Swim. We also inform them they need to register for the census.
Great. I think I have time for one more question or a comment. Ketley, there was something you put up there.
Oh.
I couldn't read it.
Okay. I typed that I processed a family of 6 yesterday. So I'm doing my part while I'm at home. So I'm doing, I'm the census lady these days.
Okay, 6 from Ketley. Do I hear 7? Do I hear 7? Do I hear 7? Okay. Thank you so much for joining us today to Let's Talk NMB. Remember, tomorrow we have the Senior Vice President and CEO of Jackson North, Mr. Tony Gomez, who is going to be on Let's Talk NMB. These are informative sessions. That's what they were intended to be. I ask that you share this information with others, especially tomorrow. It's going to be some good information gathering, great nuggets within the time period that we have. Till then, I'll see you all tomorrow. Spread the word about this Let's Talk NMB. The next day, we'll have Jonathan Cyprian talking about just philanthropy within municipalities and within our own North Miami Beach. And of course, on Friday, we'll have the man-child, Mr. Joshua of Joshua's Heart. Have a great rest of the day. Be safe. Remember all of your pool safety, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.